Hello and welcome to Computology Academy, and today we are going to discuss about the scoring papers in UPSC mains. So many students were asking that which are the papers in which we can score good marks even with the equal amount of effort that is required for the other papers. So there is no easy paper in UPSC, but if you put the effort of equal amount in each and every paper, then there are some papers in which you can score good marks with the same effort in comparison with the other papers. So today we are going to discuss about such kind of papers. So here the papers in which you can easily score good marks, in the sense not so easily because you still have to put effort, but in comparison with the other papers you will require the less effort. So in the essay paper, essay writing is an skill. Here it needs a good skill of storytelling, that too with facts and figures. So content is required in essay paper. You will have to know about the subject matter, and thereafter in essay paper you can score up to 160 marks. There are students who are getting above this also, but this is achievable because other students are doing that. And here the range is very high. Some can get 80 marks out of 250 and some can get up to 160 marks. And here even a single mark can impact your rank in the final list, and even a single rank matters because of which you can get different services. After around 100 rank, there is very minimum gap. Even you will not find a marks difference between around 10 to 15 candidates in the list. So here it becomes very crucial to score good marks in essay and the subjects or the papers which are mentioned over here. Then in GS paper 1, you can score up to 130 marks, and many students are reaching at this point. Next paper is GS4, that is Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. Here again you can score good marks with less effort in comparison with the GS paper 2 and GS paper 3. Mainly the GS paper 2 and paper 3 are current based. In GS paper 2 there are questions related to polity and governance, international issues, all those kind of things which are mainly current based, and for that matter you have to go through the current affairs time and again, and you have to know about each and every aspect of the current affairs related to the polity, governance and international issues. Again, in polity you may find some traditional questions, but that too are having in-depth question, and because of which you need to know about the history of that particular thing or the operational aspects, like relation between the center and the state. Although these kind of things are known by all the students who are preparing seriously, but these questions are those questions which will make you to score up to 90 to 100 marks. Although this is a very high score in, if we talk about paper 2 and paper 3, but here this score if you achieve, then you can easily cross the 420 marks collectively in the 4 GS papers, and this is necessary to get a good cadre as well as in a better services. And here in GS paper 3, again the economy, the environment and ecology, disaster management, all these things relates to the current issues. Science and tech will be there. So here again you need to be in touch with the current affairs issues regularly. That is why it becomes a difficult paper, because time and again there are new developments in these fields, new issues are arising in these fields, and because of which these papers become difficult. But in paper 1, here the syllabus is India and the world geography, history, art and culture, social issues. So here you can be sure that if I finish off the traditional part with the same effort which I am going to put in while preparing the GS paper 2 and paper 3, then I will be in a better position to answer these questions. Again, with ethics paper, the scenario is same. Thereafter, optional subject. However, it is a subjective matter that whether you will be in a position to score good marks in the optional subject or not, because those students who are opting for language paper, that to regional languages, then they score very good marks. Even they cross the 350 mark. So here you have to be very judicious while selecting the optional subject. However, now it is not the time. After the prelims, you are not having any option to change your optional. So whatever you have already selected, in that paper only you have to appear in the mains examination. But if you have selected the optional subject judiciously, like reviewing the previous year trends in which optionals, if you are not having any regional subject, that is regional languages, then if you have selected like political science and international relations, geography, history, sociology, anthropology, philosophy or any other subject, then if you had gone through the subject matter of that subject and you find that you can prepare it in a better way, you are understanding the subject matter of that subject, you are in a better position to express in that subject, you are in a better position to connect the theories with the practical implementation, you are in a position to establish a better bridge between the paper 2 of optional subject and paper 1 of optional subject, and you are pulling in the theories of paper 1 in the paper 2 applied paper, then you are going to get good marks. As well as you should go through the previous year trends, whether some of the students are getting more than 320 marks in that subject or not. If some of the students, say 4 to 5 students are getting more than 320 marks in that optional subject, then it is a scoreable subject. Thereafter, you have to judge whether you are in a position to perform well in that subject, you are in a position to prepare it well in that subject, then only go for selecting that optional. Now here, if we talk about subject wise, then in essay, there will be section A and section B. And here in section A as well as section B, you will find 4 topics. And in both the sections, there will be option to answer or write an essay only on one topic in 1000 to 1200 words. You may even write it in 900 words, or you can overshoot up to 13 to 1400 words. That is not a watertight limitation, but not to deviate more than that. And here in the section A, there will be a topic in which a common sense type of knowledge is needed, but the common sense is not so common. So here again, content is needed, but as well as its implementation, whatever you going to say, that you have to correlate with the real life scenario. And here you will find the topics which may be related to social empowerment, geography, natural disasters, environment and ecology, governance, any kind of topic can be there, but most of the time you will find one geography and one sociology topics in both the section, not only in section A but also in section B. And here in section B, you will find that one of the topic is related to the subject matter of any particular subject. and again here you will need a bit of expertise. So here it is general opinion based essay will be there in section A, and here the students going to score very good marks in section A essay rather than in section B essay, because in the section B essay you need to have a good content also in comparison with section A, because in section A you have to give your opinion and that should be convincing to the examiner, and in the opinion based answers there are too much deviation in the marks. Whether the examiner agree with your opinion or not, that is subjective, and that is why we see so much of differences between the marks of different candidates in essay. You will find that two candidates are writing the essay on the same topic. One is getting 90 marks out of 250 and one is getting 135 marks out of 250. So this deviation of 45 marks is just because these are the opinion based questions, and here the students are getting different marks because the examiner is not agreeing with their point of view. So it is become subjective. So here you just have to practice the as essay writing and getting it checked with different persons, and then you will find out that what kind of perspectives, then take the feedback from those people also, and then you will find out that what kind of perspectives can be included in essay paper, and then gradually your essay writing will improve and you will be in a position to score very good marks in essay. As well as many of the students say that, sir, what should be the content for essay? Nothing different is required than the GS paper. If you are appearing in the prelims exam, clearing the prelims exam, and then you are preparing for the mains exam, then you are already having all the contents that is needed to write an essay, and essay writing is an skill. You are already with all the weapons that are needed to write the essay. Just you have to know how to use it, how to utilize those weapons, where to fire it, how to fire it. All those kind of things can be achieved only through essay writing. So make a habit of writing at least one essay every week till the examination, and that too on different topics, not on a single topic that you are writing an essay in environment and ecology, thereafter the natural disaster, all those kind of things. Change the topics, one from geography, thereafter sociology, thereafter governance, thereafter polity. So it will improve your skill to write, to present, to make a convincing statement in front of the examiner, so that you will be getting very good marks in essay. Thereafter, if we talk about the GS paper 1, then in GS paper 1 the maximum weightage is for geography. You can easily find 100 to 120 marks questions from geography topics in GS paper 1. Thereafter there will be highest weightage, second highest weightage will be for history. Here you can easily find that the weightage of history is around 50 to 60 marks. Thereafter world history, which is a difficult topic to prepare for, and here for world history you will find the questions that would be having the weightage around 25 to 30 marks. Next will be the art and culture. This is also getting a bit difficult nowadays, and here also you will find that there are about three questions, and that could be having the weightage of around 30 to 45 marks. That depends on which section they put it, whether in the section that is having 10 markers or whether 15 markers, or whether they are distributing it in different combinations. on that it will depend. And thereafter social issues, Indian society. Here again it will be having the weightage of around 40 to 50 marks. So here you can easily find that if you are well prepared in geography as well as modern history and socio part, and thereafter take a chance on the world history and art and culture, just read the generalized questions, because here at least you will find that 3 to 4 questions are definitely not such questions which can be attempted. You just have to do the bush hitting, but a smart bush hitting. And here comes your writing skill. Here it will be the matter of writing skill. Even if you have a slight idea about what the question wants to ask, then you will be in a position to do some smart work. And out of 10 marks, if you do a good smart work, you may get around 3 marks. And these 3 marks will make a great impact on your final score and final ranking. And this is where the answer writing practice becomes very important. Next is the GS paper 4, ethics, integrity and aptitude. And here the unethical people are the best person to write this paper because they know all the cases as well as the situations in which they need to show the ethical aspect and morality. So here there will be 120 marks questions from the theory part, and in the theory part if you go through the personalities, major philosophers of ethical aspects, thereafter the ethical terminologies, ethics, integrity and morality related, aptitude related terminologies, then you will be in a position to easily score 60 to 80 marks, and this is a range. And here in ethics, integrity and aptitude paper also some students are getting up to 130 marks easily. And why I am saying easily? Because the next part, that is case studies, 130 marker. Here in the case studies, again it is a matter of practice. If you are practicing well the case studies, then you will be in a very good position to get here around 60 to 80 marks. Many of the students would be saying that 60, 120, but it depends. And here, if you are extraordinary student, you can go up to 150 marks. This is not a big deal, because some of the students have done this. And that is why this paper becomes easy, because with good practice you will become proficient in case studies. And the case studies is the part which will make you to score good marks, because here you don't need to know about the terminologies, about the other things, about the theories, about the personalities. Here just you have to have the skill to analyze the different possible steps that can be taken in any situation, and the best possible step that you should take. And if you become proficient in analyzing such kind of things, then you will be in a good position to score very good marks in ethics paper. And that is why this paper becomes scoring. And thereafter, last but not the least, becomes the optional. In the optional subject, some students are getting up to 350 marks, mainly in the language paper, regional language paper. Here you will find the literatures of different languages that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of the constitution. Those are 22 languages. And here in these language literature papers, the students are scoring more than 350 marks. Even there are some students who are getting around 370 marks in these papers. This is because the syllabus of these papers are small in comparison with if you go to talk about the geography, political science. So such paper are having very vast syllabus, while the literature paper are having small syllabus which can be finished off in a less time. Now the Maithili literature has become a popular subject between the students who belongs to Bihar, and this is because the syllabus of this literature paper is small. Like the Karnataka students are taking, many of the students I have seen, Kannada literature as the optional. The students from Odisha are taking Odia literature as an optional, and they are scoring very good marks because the subject matter, the topics, the syllabus in that subject is very small. Not in the sense very small, but small in comparison with other subjects, as well as these languages are their mother tongue. So it becomes very easy for them to finish off. I am not saying the students from Haryana go on to take Kannada literature. It will be a complete disaster for them. So this is the situation in the optional, and in the optional total there are 500 marks, and out of that if you get 350 marks, then definitely you will land into top 10 if you go on to score more than 420 marks in the GS paper also, as well as around 140 marks in essay also. So there will be such kind of scenario. Optional selection becomes a crucial point where it will impact, it will be the turning point in your preparation throughout the process of the preparation of UPSC and throughout the process of your selection. Because if you will see that after 100 ranks, the difference between the marks of different candidates becomes negligible. Here you will find that for every 10 marks, there are about 100 students in the list. Around 10 to 15 marks, it may be range between 10 to 15 marks difference. In that difference, the rank of the students, those are in that ranking, that will be of 100. And that is where even a single mark becomes crucial for the students. Above 50 rank, the students doesn't bother about 1 or 2 marks, because here the difference may be high. Maybe I don't say that, because there are differences, quite good differences between the marks of different students. But as you go down the list, the difference of mark between different students gets null and void. Just single mark. In the same mark, there will be 10 to 15 students. And how they are ranked, God knows. So this is the situation. These are the papers in which you can score good marks with equal amount of effort that you are going to put for paper 2 and paper 3. And I am not saying that don't prepare for paper 2 and paper 3, because even a single marks loss in any paper can impact your ranking, can impact the possibility of your selection. So this is not a suggestion to left out paper 2 and paper 3. But I would like to suggest that if you want to score good marks, overall good marks in mains exam, then whatever the effort you are putting in all the subjects, put a bit more effort for GS paper 2 and paper 3 also. Go on to increase the effort in these papers, because after a point the marks will get saturated. It is not so that if you will put too much of effort in GS paper 1, then you will score around 200 marks. That is not going to be possible at all. So if you are putting equal amount of effort, if you have completed the GS paper 1, ethics paper, essay and all those optional subjects in such a way that whatever the average marking of the selected students I am saying over here, if you think that you can achieve that, then if you are left out with some time and effort, put that in GS paper 2 and paper 3 so that you can increase your overall GS mains marks and you can land into a better ranking. So this would be my suggestion, rather than suggesting that left out this GS paper 2 and paper 3 subjects, because here minimum marks is also required in all these subjects. The UPSC has made a criteria to score at least 25 marks, 10% marks minimum is needed in every subject.